Couples who have moved in together, what surprised you most about living with a male, female? I thought if I ever moved in with a girl, I'd have to be way less of a slob. Turns out I'm the neat freak in this relationship. How different our versions of clean are. That your partner may follow you around the house, just because. I have never observed my wife put a bobby pin in her hair. I have found thousands of bobby pins in our house. I once pulled Chewbacca out of the bathroom sink. How often I'd be helping her find her car keys. Eventually, I put up a hook that I was able to get her in the habit of using. Made me tear up a little at the time, but a couple weeks after we split I remember getting a text from her that said, "I miss being able to find my keys." The hair, man, it gets everywhere. Everything has a decorative pillow on it. They are too small to be used for anything, and I'm not allowed to throw them on the floor or pile them all on one chair. The bed has a bunch, and a long tube thing. I'm not allowed to whack her with the tube thing. Where did these come from? Why do we need them? If they're just in the way, can we put them in storage? No. Okay, babe, whatever you want. His ability to be doing nothing. He can lay on the couch and stare at the ceiling and do nothing and think nothing, and he enjoys it. I would pull a muscle or pop something from the strain if I tried to do that. For me, how subtle the need for alone time crept up on me. I wasn't unhappy in the slightest and moving in was natural. But over time I felt myself becoming irritable, and it turned out that I tend to get that way when I don't have time to myself, because I went from being alone in my room after work in my parents' house to being around my so pretty much every minute I'm not at work or driving, so I found myself with someone almost 24/7, and it took a toll. Thankfully once I recognized that, it was easier to manage. She's good at playing Tetris and very organized. I was living with my parents since I traveled for work and only made it home 1 or 2 weekends a month. She moved in with me at my parents' house. We had one room to store stuff, my bedroom. We bought things we'd need when we moved out when we saw a deal too good to pass up, and she stored them. I realized she was good when we had to make 4 trips to get all our stuff out. 4 trips. This girl had boxes inside boxes inside boxes. She utilized every inch available in our room to stack items. We just bought a house and still have some boxes left to unpack. I will call her at work and say something like, "Hey, do you remember that blue paper clip I like to use?" I can't find it. She will tell me which room, which box, what container, and what is beside it, just in case I still can't find it. I always knew women went through TP faster than men, but I never knew how much faster they did. It got to the point, I'd just grab a pack of TP whenever I went to the store for any reason. We may not be out at home, but we will be soon, I reckoned, and I was never wrong about that. After living with him for 4 years, I opened a drawer of his dresser. And it was empty. All of it. Apparently he thought it was my extra dresser. He doesn't use a dresser. Clothes get washed and put into a clean clothes hamper. He puts socks and underwear in his bedside table. Now I'm wondering what other furniture in our house is empty. The true shock for me was the sheer amount of time my husband spends in the lavatory. She works from home, but the television never leaves Bravo. I leave for work, Bravo. Come home, Bravo. Go on the elliptical, Bravo. 24 fucking hours of these catty women, and sometimes men, yelling at each other. Bravo always being on is like the only thing we fight about, which is probably a good thing, but Jesus Christ, always with the Bravo. Even when I entertain her and say, "What show is this?" "Oh, Southern Charm, I don't really watch that show." "Well, guess what? I've seen 50 episodes of Southern Charm passively when I come home, and I know you've done 20x that. God damn it, I hate Bravo, I'm getting a divorce. My wife has really long beautiful hair. I was not prepared to find that all in my butt and crotch regions as often as I do. I could never be prepared to have one stuck in my ass and have to pull it out like some mangy dog. I've never felt more violated or unclean than when I felt those hairs basically floss my lower GI tract. Somehow I swallowed a few, and passing them is a really disgusting feeling. She has told me that hasn't happened to her too, which makes it weirder. Men are incredibly warm and sweaty while asleep, and will be sticky if they hug you as you sleep together. Learning that there's a wrong way to fold towels apparently. I was told that we would start arguing and being miserable. It ended up feeling like a super awesome constant sleepover. Don't let people scare you into not moving in with a significant other if that is what you both want. How hard it is to get up in the morning when you have someone to snug. How specific I have to be when giving instructions to do something. Like instead of saying, wash the sheets, I have to say, wash and dry the sheets and pillowcases and put new sheets on the bed. I had exactly 2 pillows in my entire house before my now wife moved in. She has 4 just on her side of the bed. There are pillows on the couch. Every chair has a pillow. We have a closet where the top shelf is more pillows. So many fucking pillows. My first roommate was a girl. She was the slobbiest person I've ever met. She had been a co-worker for ages and was always neat at work. It was stunning. Her bedroom was just piles of clothes. The living room was clothes and jackets everywhere. Half-drank cups of water, you name it. I loved living with her. It was a very comfy mess. My wife is quite a bit more of a neat freak and has a cute little temper. Sometimes I want to live like Charlie and Frank. I had that for a year. I always thought of women as tidy and organized. That was until I moved in with one. I swear I spend 20 minutes a day helping so tidy up the mess she creates in the first hour every morning. Then another 10 minutes every day searching for brushes, hairbands, makeup, clothes, etc. No matter how long you've been together or have known each other, you truly don't know the person. I still love my husband dearly, but I wish he knew what the laundry hamper is. We haven't moved in together, and my boyfriend has his own place. It's sterile, it only has the furniture he needs and nothing else. I bought him a little plant, but it gets lost in the vast emptiness. In contrast, my house is full of soft things and it just feels more like a home than a long-term hotel. Moving in together would be interesting if he wasn't so wonderfully nice. He peed in the sink. That's all. When I first moved in with my girlfriend, I was very surprised at how much she actually farts. The audacity. No but real answer is how loud he needs things to be. Every song, movie, whatever has to be heard from 3 rooms over. Definitely the food. I'd eat ramen and canned foods all the time when I was living alone. Now I get spoiled with home-cooked food. The best part though is she's been teaching me to cook. I love our cooking school sessions after work. What an absolute master chef he is. I thought I was a great cook until we moved in together and he started making meals. Blew my fucking mind. Now I think back to when we first started dating and he would eat my cooking and say it was the best he'd ever had, the little liar. Brings a smile to my face. For me it was that my boyfriend sheds leg hair. Everywhere. How messy women can be. I mean, there's hair everywhere. The sink looks like a disaster area after she cleans her face at night. Every time she gets water, she gets a new cup and leaves the old one out, not in the sink with other dishes. Her shower has like 27 old bottles of shampoo with a dad amount left in each. There are ponytail holders all over the house. I think the cat shit one out this morning. But she makes the bed every morning, so I guess it's all right. That one day they will eventually forget to flush a big dump, not check to see if a flushed one went down completely. And that one day, you'll find it and things change forever. It's not as hard as everyone told me it would be, that's what she said, but seriously, understand you don't have to do absolutely everything together since you live together, and respect each other's boundaries, wants and needs. How much I actually talk to myself. I never had any roommates, aside from one for like the first 2 weeks in college before I got moved to a single room, so I was used to just talking to myself out loud like nothing. After we moved in together and she kept asking, "Who are you talking to?" and "Did you say something?" I realized that I actually talked to myself quite a bit. Those hat things girls make with towels after a shower, their hair goes in the middle of it. Who knew? He doesn't take the initiative to kill the creepy crawlies that waywardly stray into our apartment. If he sees a house centipede he looks at it, then promptly turns tail and walks away. Won't even tell me the damn thing is there. I'm a girl who grew up having to call dad to kill spiders and bugs and shit, so it's weird that I now have to be the one to viciously murder every insect who comes inside. If you and your partner are in different rooms, one of them will randomly decide to just check in by opening the door, smile and then going back to the separate room. How many cups accumulate in our bedroom? It's extremely gross. Going from having 2 pillows on the bed to like 15 or 20. Seriously takes like 5 minutes just to throw all the decorative pillows out of the way before climbing into bed. Going from a bottle of shampoo and a bar of soap in the shower to bottles upon bottles of cream rinses and conditioners and even a big old Luftwaffe sponge hanging in the shower. And forget about ever seeing the top of the bathroom vanity again. And then the knick-knacks. Spread all over the place. Useless stuff that seemingly serves no other purpose than to give you more things to have to dust. It's actually really hard to effectively shower with another person. Dogs. I have been described as a dog Nazi. All my dogs are extremely well trained. I expect all dogs to have been taught the basic commands. My husband is the opposite. He doesn't mind unruly dogs. He love it when the dogs bum rush him at the door and jump up into his arms. We have big dogs. It has taken over 10 years for us to find a balance between control and anarchy in regards to our pets. If you like it and want to see more, please like the video and subscribe.